how many people in New Zealand, are dealing with diabetes, do we think?
Well, the latest stats show that's 352,000. That doesn't, of course, count in the pre-diabetes, which are not sort of in the data. And there's a suggestion that there could almost be about 1 million that's sitting out there with pre-diabetes or with pre and diabetes.
That's actually a pretty troubling statistic, to think that 1 million people might be at risk of developing diabetes pretty soon.
It is, and about 4 or 5 years ago, we did a social and economic study on diabetes, or type 2 in particular, and the findings showed that the prevalence was going to increase 70 to 90% over 20 years. The latest data shows that we're unfortunately on the 90% factor, so that's not good at all. But it's following international trends. It's something that's globally happening. But at the time, it didn't factor in the fact that we have youth type 2 diabetes, which is now the growing concern.
Oh, Heather, that's terrible. So let's talk about the signs if you are living with undiagnosed diabetes, or perhaps even you are heading towards diabetes, you're pre-diabetic, before we get into how we actually avoid getting into the situation. So what are some of the signs in, let's say, adults and children?
The signs are generally quite thirsty, needing to urinate a lot, fatigue, and often it's just actually losing weight, which you're not expecting to lose. And these are symptoms for both type 2 and type 1. Type 1 will come on very quickly and is generally adolescence, but type 2 will come on gradually over time. Youth seems to be presenting a little bit quicker than the adult one, which can often take up to 10 years to become type 2.
Okay, and so what are some ways that we can avoid, because obviously type 1 and 2 are very, very different. Type 1 is genetic and type 2 is more like lifestyle induced. What are some ways we can avoid finding ourselves in that situation of either being pre-diabetic or diabetic with type 2?
Lifestyle does have a huge impact on getting type 2. It is, keeping moving, looking after what you're eating, being aware that carbohydrates are actually sugar. So the more sugar you have, the more you have to move. And as we get older, we're probably a little bit less inclined to move as much as we were when we were younger. Unfortunately for the youth type 2, it's not a lifestyle one. It is a genetic one, which is socio-influences, economic and social influences. And so an 8-year-old is not due to lifestyle. It is actually due to potentially their parents, or their mother in particular has got type 2 diabetes.
Oh, wow. I didn't realise that. So that can be more genetic than over lifestyle. That's something to think about. And as the kids that are going in with, genetic type 2 diabetes, are there things and programs and support programs they can be part of, or is that something we sort of need more of and need to be pushing for in New Zealand?
Well, that's why we've themed this for Diabetes Action Month, because there aren't it's a new condition. It's very challenging, it's very aggressive, and no, we don't really have the support structures in place, nor the resources, because the resources that we as an organisation have developed are all for adults. So an 8-year-old's not interested in an adult catalogue, so we've got to develop some sort of resources that are interactive, that we can actually get them engaged and motivated to help them.
Yeah, I can't imagine an 8-year-old down at the pool participating in aqua aerobics with the Never Too Old program, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got it. Yeah. So it's quite challenging, because the condition itself is very challenging too.
Yeah, so look, what are your hopes this month in terms of the goal of Diabetes Action Month, getting that awareness out there?
The awareness is for people to note the symptoms and know the symptoms, and realise that if you're seeing especially for the children, if you're seeing them that they're thirsty, they're urinating a lot, and they're quite sort of, tired at school and things, then you need to actually go and see your doctor, because the sooner that you get to the doctor and the sooner you're actually diagnosed, the better it is being able to sort of deal with the condition and then start to sort of offset or delay or the complications that can come from it.
Well, thank you so much, Heather. It's been very informative having you on the show today. And where can people go online if they'd like to find out more?
I'll go onto our website, diabetes.org.nz. So plenty of information there. So we look forward to you going and know the risk.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us as part of the Rhema whānau. We really appreciate your company. And if you'd like to check out more stories like that one, just click here.
In fact, our channel has a whole bunch just like this, stories that can encourage you and inspire you and make you more aware of what other people's lives are like in Aotearoa and around the world. So maybe you could subscribe right here.